Hi, my name is Evan. I'm the founder and co-director of Soundbox Society, and I'm here today with Angela.
Hi guys, I'm Angela Dai, and this September I'm going into grade 12. I am the leader for the Tri-City District for Soundbox Society.
So, what initially motivated you to get involved in volunteering?
At first, we were kind of just forced to do volunteer because it was just the university criteria. But as I started to do volunteer work and I tried to get into the community, like that initial motivation that really hit me was actually my next door neighbor. They're a senior couple, a Chinese senior couple, and my mom would help them shop groceries that far away because they didn't know how to drive. She occasionally helped them with translation, and they're so nice. They will send food over the fences, and they'll often call my mom to just chat. And that moment that hit me that, oh, we should do something about it, was when they told my mom, like, we just wanted to talk to someone, and that's kind of why we called you. And then so I started the group, and now we have the group chat for Chinese seniors, about 160 people. And since then, we want to encourage these seniors to get out of their home, get into the community, get involved, and know what's there out for them. A lot of them don't know what's available for them in the community, what they can do, and they don't have any friends. They don't know how to make friends, and they don't know where to start, and we want to offer that platform for them. And right now we have our initial event, which is the Mother's Day event, which we gathered them in the local senior community center. We introduced them to what's available. We let them get to know each other because previously they were only talking online. We get to know them offline, see each other's faces, make new friends. A lot of them have these quite isolated friend groups that can expand through this event. And it was quite successful. We had around 80 people that joined, and they all said they had a great time. So I'm pretty happy that I could do something to help them out.
Fantastic. So, what initially motivated you to get involved in this kind of volunteering work?
Initially, my friends was just like, hey, there's a volunteer event, let's go. And I was not very motivated on going, but it was that one event that led to another event where I felt the joy of helping others, helping people in the community, getting involved in the community, knowing new things, learning about the environment that I live in. That step by step, and eventually I started organizing my own events and finding out what I want to do for my community.
Yeah, awesome. So, how has all of this volunteer work that you've done, how has it influenced kind of your sense of purpose in life?
Well, my sense of purpose, my purpose in life is I want to grow. I want to learn new things. I want to be different. I want to change. I want to become better and better. I want to learn new things, right? And that kind of relates to volunteer because it lets me to grow. I learned to become a leader. I learned to organize events. And all these experiences, all these growths, all these volunteer, all these leadership events, they built up who I am today. And it just keeps going in life, and I want to keep building myself up. I want to keep growing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. And it's not just like organizing these events, right? It's getting to help the community, right? Get to know the community, get to know the people, right, in those communities.
Yeah.
Great. What was that event, your first event?
The first event, I remember it was for this event in the park to celebrate the railroad. We were just doing pretty basic volunteering that was just labor, that simple labor work of maybe leading people the way, I felt the joy in that, and I made friends in that event, and then that just started building up.
Yeah, awesome. So tell me about a significant challenge that you've faced during your time volunteering and how you've overcome the challenge.
Okay, so it was last year, May, for Mother's Day. I organized this event for the Chinese seniors because I want them to get to know what is there locally in the local senior community center, what is available for them, what events they could participate in, and also because prior to that they were only knowing each other online. We want them to actually meet offline, make friends, and have physical interactions. And so start organizing that event. The first thing to do was to contact the facility, to find a facility that was able to host that. And that's where we met the first challenge, where we were emailing the facility and they were like, we have so much stuff that's planned, blah, blah, blah. And so we just kept emailing them. We kept pushing, seeing maybe, oh, we could squeeze there between this time slot, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually through all that pushing, we got our facility.
So were they not very receptive? Why did you have to keep pushing?
Well, the first, they were having a lot of events in the facility that we wanted, that senior community center. And secondly of all, also the person I initially emailed wasn't really in charge. She had to email other people. And so we then have to go to the other people and then email them. And then that was back and forth between two people now. And yeah.
I see. So it was a lot of communicating with the facility and then different people.
Yeah, and I also kind of had to step out of my comfort zone because growing up, I'm very introverted. I didn't really socialize. I didn't really step out of my friend circle as much. And when you take on that leadership role, when you have to organize events, you kind of have to break that barrier yourself. It was kind of hard for me initially to like email all these people I didn't know and then call these people I didn't know. But yeah, eventually got the facility, so that was good. But moving on, the second task was getting the volunteers, and that's where we met our second challenge. They weren't very motivated at the start. We had a Zoom meeting prior to the event, so we could their tasks, their jobs at the day of the event. But people weren't really keen on going online, speaking up, or taking roles that were available. I didn't really know what to do. So I had to ask my friends, so maybe ask seniors, is there something I can do to help motivate my volunteers? And they told me, well, what got you motivated? So I told them my story of how I got motivated to start this event, and I added them into the senior group chat. I want them to get to know the seniors themselves, and I could see a change in their motivation. Yeah, definitely. On the day of the event, they were making friends and they were speaking happily, introducing the community center to the seniors, and everything went smoothly and everyone was happy. So that was great.
Yeah, great. Why do you think they weren't motivated? Like, what was the cause behind that?
I feel like for most volunteers, maybe their parents want them to sign up, want them to get involved in the community. And they didn't really seem to most volunteers that we had were kind of not really forced by their parents, or they were pushed by their peers to join the event. So I could see why they lacked motivation, because they didn't really want to necessarily do them themselves. And they know they should volunteer, they should help out the community, but don't have a personal connection with the seniors. And that was kind of hard for them to self-motivation that was pushing them behind themselves. Yeah.
And that's what you did, right? You made that connection between the volunteers and the people they were helping. Yeah, I think it's great. So what other experiences that you said did you kind of go off and do by yourself apart from Sandbox?
So from all these growth and experience I learned from Sandbox Society, I started organizing events outside, and me and my friend organized an art and writing contest in our school, and the topic is truth and reconciliation. We kind of got motivated when we were in our English First Peoples class. We were in the same class, and we were learning about Indigenous culture. But as an immigrant, we don't really experience that same experience as people who kind of grew up in Canada. We didn't really learn about the colonization that happened and the generational trauma. And growing up in Coquitlam, living in Coquitlam, I never really spoke to anyone that's Indigenous. I don't have any Indigenous friend. And that class allowed me to step into that circle to get to know Indigenous culture, Indigenous traditions, Indigenous people, and not just all those stereotypes, but that we're all the same, despite our backgrounds. And we felt like not everyone knows about this. We want to spread the word. We want to get people to know that no matter if you're immigrants or not, we can still get engaged in reconciliation, truth and reconciliation. And also in Pine Tree Secondary School, most of my classmates are all international students and immigrants. They come from different backgrounds, and that event allows us to spread the words. They can demonstrate their own learnings, their own thinking about truth and reconciliation through artwork, through writing, through all these different methods.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, diversity is incredibly important, right? Like listening to people from different walks of life and their stories and their culture,
Yeah.
and something to learn from everyone, really, right? Yeah, I think that's great.
And yeah, I also utilizing my skill that I learned from Tucker Black Society. For example, when organizing that event, we also had to communicate. We also had volunteers, and we were also sending all those emails. So that was something that I feel like Sandbox Society let me grow, and that was one of my biggest takeaways from Sandbox Society.
Yeah.